most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you guys while doing the deed?
18-year-old me invites
I love an
a rich white
overshare.
boy I found on Tinder over to my house that I had never met before. Dumb. Very bad at life at that age. I was very dumb. He comes over. We're doing it. It's whatever. Not great. Not bad. Then he starts screaming at the top of his lungs while he's, and he
I don't know.
grabs his leg. I was like, oh, he's having a Charlie horse. He's grabbing his leg, screaming. Then all of a sudden I start to smell something. I was like, what the f*** is that? I'm like looking around to make sure that my cat wasn't in the room and hadn't just used the litter box because I was like, this smells like. He literally looks up at me and he goes, I just myself. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, right here? Right now? And he's like, yeah, in your bed. And I was like, oh. So I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I had a Charlie horse while I was, and I also myself at the same time. And he was like, do you have a towel? And I was like, for the like, no. And he's like, no. He's like, I was going to take a shower. This is the first time I've ever met this boy. So I go get him a towel and I go out into my living room and I start thinking that he's going to take a shower and then leave. Somebody in the first video also asked if he had cleaned it up. I left a trash bag for him to put all the sheets in. That did not happen. It did not happen. I had to wear gloves.
The first thought should have been,
Oh my God, how do I clean this up? I'm so sorry.
and then you shower, obviously, and then you get out of there because that's embarrassing, and you never speak to her again. That's
so he
horrible.
gets out of the shower. He gets dressed. I'm rolling up in the living room. He sits down next to me on the couch.
No, absolutely not.
And he's like, are we...
No, we're
and
not.
I was like, bro, you just my bed. Like,
We're not.
You should be leaving.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. It's bye-bye. It would be one thing if he had tried to clean it. It's an entirely different thing that he didn't. This doesn't seem like it was the first time this has happened to him. He seems a little too comfortable with someone cleaning up his...
So after he my bed, after he took a shower and came out into the living room, sat down, we the entire together.
Oh.
Okay? And I was like, you should probably get going. And he's like, oh, yeah. Leaves. He's in my driveway. He must have blocked me before he even left my driveway because as soon as he walked out the door, your girl went onto Tinder to screenshot all of his info so I could roast the out of him. And he was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, he blocked you for sure.
Magical Tinder boy came over my sheets, blocked me. That was the first and last time I ever heard from him.
Where does one find the audacity? Where?
Never in my life has karma worked as quickly on my behalf as she worked last night. Let me tell you the tale. I was hosting an event in West Plano, Texas. You ever heard of it? Yeah, didn't think so. My career is going well. 45 minutes outside of Dallas. I pull up. It's at a theater. I go inside. I'm hosting. I'm opening the show. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm Teresa Rowley. This is what you can expect. A couple jokes. They gave me a podium. I felt like Madam President. It was great. I didn't have to stay in the event during the runtime, so I leave the venue. I go get dinner, little pasta, little espresso, marguerite. If you're watching this, thanks for the biscotti, girl. You're a real one. I come back to the event. I'm waiting. I'm still killing time. I'm sitting in my car. It's dark. I turn my car off because I love the earth. Okay. Dark parking lot. I'm sitting there scrolling through my phone, scrolling through TikTok comments. A lot of trolls. God, y'all keep me young, honestly. When all of a sudden a minivan whips out of nowhere into the space next to me, very close to my car. You want to know how close it was to my car? I'll tell you. Two girls jump out of it. Pop, pop. Pop the side of my car with their doors. Two doors. Bada bing, bada boom.
Rude.
My 2011 Honda Pilot. She's been through enough already. She can't take much more, honestly. What do? They laugh. Oh, camaraderie over being pieces of... Isn't that great? Oh, we just hit this girl's car. They didn't see me sitting inside. Like I said, it was dark. They didn't know I was there. They laugh. They go, oh my God. And then scurry along on their little scamp way. I'm sitting there. I'm seething. I'm an Aries. I'm angry. Pretty much all the time. I think, what do I do in this scenario? I get out, I look at my car, little scratches. I think, should I open my own car? Knock her minivan? No, that would hurt my car. Also, I don't really want to do that. I get back in my car, I think, what to do? When all of a sudden, a proverbial light comes on, and I look over at her car. Guess who left her actual lights on? Oh, little Miss Priss herself. Oh, tough. That minivan was lit up like a Christmas tree. Guess what movie I heard them chatting about as they scurried along? Oppenheimer. Oh, guess how long Oppenheimer is? 180 minutes and 9 seconds. I looked it up. 3 hours in layman's terms. Sounds like just about long enough for a minivan to die.
I mean, a good Samaritan would let them know that they left their lights on. But we are not good Samaritans. We are petty.
It's about time that I get this off my chest because it's been literally haunting me since it happened. Okay, basically, I've lived in the UK for 8 years, okay? And this realistically only happened like a year ago, but as an American, I have done some really embarrassing things, and this is top of the list. Like, anytime I get on a train, hint, it involves trains, I honestly am triggered and traumatized, and honestly, anyways, let's get into the story. Basically, so I was going on a train, right? I had to go to Manchester. It was a sad occasion, actually. It was for my grandmother's funeral. But so, like, I could not miss this train, right? Like, there was no, if I had missed this train, big disaster. Everybody in the family would have hated me. Like, it just, like, it couldn't happen, okay? So I get on the train. I don't even know what station it was going out of, but it wasn't like an underground. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I don't really know the rules here. So I get on the train and I'm looking on Trainline, and it says I have a seat number. Okay, so I'm sitting there. I don't even know what the seat number is, but let's say it's like 29J. So I get on the train. Obviously, I'm a little bit early because I don't want to miss the train and I'm terrified of being late, as discussed. And I get on the train. Lo and behold, there's a man in my seat. So, I actually can't cope. No, I can't. He's the only man on this train, guys. He's literally the only person in this entire carriage. And I walk up to him. And I was like, "Hi, sir. I'm so sorry. You're in my seat." He looks at me. He looks around the train. Sorry, my low battery thing went off. So I asked him, I was like, basically like, "Hey, like, that's my seat." He looks at me. He's like looking around the train. He's looking back at me. I at the time I didn't know he's probably thinking like, this literal lunatic, like, the train's empty. But I was so stressed because I was like, I don't want to not have a seat. Like,
It might not be. It might not be empty.
Because that's like a really long time from London. Anyways. So he gets up and he moves, and then the minutes are rolling on by until the train's about to leave. The train leaves the station. It's maybe me, him, and like 2 other people in the entire carriage.
Oh my gosh.
I just literally, like, I felt so awkward. But then the thing is I had work to do on the train, and then there was an open, like, table seat, arguably in front of him. And so I made the executive decision to get up and move to that table. Because I realized, at that point, I had realized the error, and I'd messaged a few friends, and they were like, "Spencer, you idiot. Like, it literally is not that deep. Like, they just put the train, like, the seat numbers there just to have them there." But yeah, so that's, like, really been haunting me. Anytime I get on a train, it just...
So there's no assigned seats? Well, there is if it's full, and if it's not, then it's not a big deal. Is that how it works? Explain it to me! Oh God, no. My social anxiety could never. I feel like I would go up to him and apologize. Honestly, I'd be like, "I am so sorry. I did not know, sir. You can have my seat. You can have the whole car if you want. Would that make you happy? Please."
If there's anything my immigrant parents ever taught me in life, it would be to never steal. And they ingrained it so heavily into my brain, I'll never get past me out. I tested my limits once, and I don't even consider this stealing because I did pay. So when I was younger, I would go to the mall and I would get Starbucks, and I just ordered like whatever, and I always get frazzled at the register. And then I was waiting at the end for my drink, and the barista put out this other drink, and it looked really, really, really good. So I was like, you know what, I paid for a grande, I see a grande, I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't know and take it because I didn't know how to order. At this point, I'm shaking in my boots, but I'm walking away with the drink. So I'm drinking it, everything's fine. I'm like, this is chef's kiss. All of a sudden, my whole face broke out in hives. And I was like, oh my God, this is karma. Also another thing, we're Buddhist, so I was like, oh my God, like, they know. Whenever I see girls talk about like, oh, I stole from Target, like they haven't caught on, I'm like, I can't even fathom it. And I swear from that day on, I was in middle school then, and I'm like out of college now, and I literally still cannot fathom taking anything, stealing anything.
I firmly believe that anything that you take that's not yours, you will have to pay back in some way. Like, either you're gonna lose something, or someone's gonna find out, or like karma's just gonna get you in some way or another. And like, this is proof, guys. This is proof. Do not take something that's not yours.